My beloved child, the season of waiting in love is drawing to an end, and I am guiding a life partner capable of remaining for the long journey toward your life. This is not a promise meant to make you anxiously search every face that appears, nor is it a reason to give your heart to anyone simply because you fear waiting longer. What I want you to recognize is that the years of loneliness, the disappointments, and every door that closed did not destroy your future in love. Instead, they helped you see clearly what love truly is. What is merely temporary attention, and what kind of person can build a peaceful home beside you. You have overcome not because you were never hurt, but because after everything, you did not allow pain to turn you into someone who no longer believes in what is genuine. You preserved your tenderness. But now that tenderness is joined by boundaries, self-respect, and discernment. I am Michael, and I saw the nights when you quietly wondered whether anyone could truly understand your heart. You entered certain connections, hoping that this time things would be different, only to encounter uncertainty, promises that were never fulfilled, or the feeling that you were always the one making the greater effort. Some people caused you to believe that you needed to love more deeply, be more patient, and sacrifice more in order to keep them from leaving. But healthy love does not require someone continually to prove their worth. It does not make you live in fear of being replaced, nor does it force you to minimize your needs to avoid making the other person uncomfortable. The separations that once made you believe you had failed were actually releasing you from connections incapable of walking beside you through the long journey ahead. Every delay was not a sign of rejection. There were times when you needed protection from someone who did not know how to keep their word, was not mature enough to accept responsibility, and wanted to receive warmth without being willing to nurture it. Had certain meetings occurred earlier, you might have entered them through fear of loneliness and accepted less than your true worth. Had the right life partner come while you still believed you needed to rescue others in order to be loved, companionship might have become another burden. Therefore, this season did not prepare only the other person, it also taught you how to enter love without abandoning yourself. You are learning that a heart capable of loving deeply also needs clear eyes, and that forgiveness must walk beside the ability to recognize when to remain and when to leave. The person being guided toward you has also passed through lessons of their own. They may once have misunderstood love, pursued intense emotions that quickly faded, or entrusted their heart to someone who did not know how to value it. These experiences do not make them perfect, but they can help them understand the value of sincerity, peace, and stability. I am not bringing you someone who never makes mistakes. I am leading toward you someone who accepts responsibility when wrong, listens without treating every concern as an attack, and demonstrates change through action rather than promises alone. Neither of you will need to hide unfinished places in order to be loved. Safety between you will grow from the ability to speak honestly, show weakness without being mocked, and disagree without turning one another into enemies. When this meeting occurs, the difference may not be recognized through an overwhelming emotion. It may appear instead as an unfamiliar peace, a sense that you do not need to chase or guess what this person is thinking. They will not use silence to punish you, create competition to keep you insecure, or appear only when they need comfort. They will come with clarity, respect your time, and reveal their intentions through steady presence. You will no longer need to question whether you are asking too much when you desire faithfulness, honest communication, and a sense of protection. The right person will understand that these are not excessive demands, but necessary foundations for a relationship that is meant to stand. Even so, do not quickly call someone your destiny merely because they feel familiar. Allow time to reveal character. Observe how they treat people who can offer them no advantage, how they respond when plans fail, and how they protect trust when you are not present. Beautiful words can stir the heart, but consistency creates a future. You do not need to close yourself because of the past, but neither must you give away complete trust in the first days. Lasting love does not fear slowness. Someone truly desiring to walk beside you for the long road will not feel insulted when you need time to observe. Develop safety and understand one another more deeply. The companionship approaching is not meant to fill every emptiness or make this person your only source of joy. You still need to care for your own life, preserve healthy relationships, and develop the work entrusted to you. A good partner does not shrink your world until only they remain. They will encourage you to move closer to what is meaningful. Respect your dreams, and never treat your growth as a threat. In the same way, you are not entering their life to carry every wound or become responsible for all of their happiness. You can support one another, but each person must still care for their own life. This is what allows love to become a place of rest rather than a cage decorated with beautiful words. I want you to prepare for new love by closing old doors completely. Do not continue preserving a secret space for someone who repeatedly demonstrated that they could not offer you peace. Do not compare the person who is coming with those who left, and do not make them pay for wounds they did not create. When former fears arise, speak calmly instead of testing, controlling, or remaining silent while waiting for the other person to guess. You learned much from the past. Now, use those lessons to build more wisely rather than to construct a wall that prevents what is genuine from entering. Healing does not mean you no longer possess memories. It means the memories no longer control the way you love. This person will not make every day a perfect story, but they will join you in creating days marked by respect, kindness, and responsibility. When storms come, they will not leave you alone to face them. When peaceful mornings return, they will not treat your presence as something guaranteed. Together, you will learn to love not only through significant moments, but through keeping promises, caring about small things, protecting one another's dignity before others, and remembering that you are on the same side. This relationship will feel like coming home, not because it repeats familiar patterns, but because you will finally be safe enough to live honestly without fearing that your sincerity will be used against you. My beloved child, your greatest victory is not merely meeting someone who will remain, but becoming someone who no longer loses themselves in love. You learned how to recognize kindness, value peace, and stop being drawn to chaos merely because it creates intense emotion. When suitable love arrives, you will not enter as someone begging to be rescued from loneliness. You will come with open hands and a steady heart, willing to give without erasing yourself and able to receive without doubting every good thing. Continue living fully, continue growing, and do not turn waiting into an obsession. What belongs to you does not need to be pulled toward you through desperation. When your paths meet at the right time, You will understand that every rejection, every silent season, and every new beginning led you toward a love gentle enough to heal, strong enough to remain, and sincere enough to build a peaceful home beside you throughout the years ahead. You once believed that genuine love might be reserved for others, but I am quietly preparing both you and the person who will enter your life with care deeper than anything you can presently see. I know there were years when you received no clear sign. Days when you watched those around you find companionship and wondered why your own road remained so quiet. At times, you questioned whether you were too different, too difficult to understand, or had missed the right time to receive a healthy connection. But, my beloved child, that silence was not evidence that you had been forgotten. I did not allow love to arrive while your heart still easily called attention, sincerity, anxiety, passion, or continual suffering loyalty. I used the waiting itself to clarify what you truly need and what you no longer have to accept. Mature love does not appear merely because two people feel attraction. It is formed through the way each person learns to take responsibility for their emotions, heal old wounds, and respect another's boundaries. The person being led closer to you is not flawless, never wrong, or always certain what to say. They also possess unfinished stories, lessons they needed to pass through, and inward places that required restoration. Yet the difference is that they will not use those wounds as an excuse to harm you. They know how to listen, admit fault, and understand that love is not only intense emotion during favorable days, but responsible presence when life becomes difficult. They will respect the journey that formed you and will not require you to diminish yourself in order to fit their limitations. I saw the times when you nearly abandoned hope of meeting someone who would truly see you. You longed for someone who could listen without quickly judging, understand your silence without turning it into distance, and remain not only when you were joyful, strong, or had something to give. Yet, after many disappointments, you began telling yourself that such a desire was probably too far beyond reach. You built walls, kept every emotion to yourself, and grew accustomed to the belief that walking alone was safer than trusting and having to gather the broken pieces again. I do not condemn you for those walls. They once helped you survive a very difficult season, but now I am gently showing you the door within that wall, so that you can open yourself to what is good while preserving discernment. Your lonely moments were never the final conclusion of your story. They were the place where you learned that right love must build you rather than weaken you, support you rather than force you continually to prove your worth, and help you grow without removing your identity. Through the times you had to let go, you understood that remaining at any cost is not always loyalty. Through promises that were not kept, you learned to observe actions rather than trust words alone. Through connections that exhausted you, you recognized that another person's presence should not continually disturb your peace. I did not overlook your desire to be loved. I refined that desire so that you would stop accepting less merely because you feared waiting longer. The person moving toward you has also traveled through a journey of their own. Perhaps they once placed trust in the wrong person, received much attention but were rarely understood, or passed through a relationship that forced them to relearn the meaning of sincerity. These experiences did not make them bitter. They taught them to value peace, consistency, and unpretentious kindness. They are learning not to use silence as punishment. Turn every disagreement into a battle that must be won. Or leave merely because a conversation becomes difficult. When they come to you, they will not need you to rescue them from their past. They will carry responsibility for their own growth and be willing to build a connection in which both of you are respected, heard, and free to mature. When your roads cross, the connection will not make you feel that you must perform a role or fight to keep it. It may begin through very ordinary things, a simple conversation that leaves you feeling understood, a silence that is not uncomfortable, or a small act of care showing that this person genuinely remembers what you shared. You will not need to retell your whole story for them to recognize when you are tired, nor hide your depth to avoid making them uncomfortable. Between you, there will be a natural feeling, like trust being built one solid stone at a time, rather than a fire blazing intensely and disappearing quickly. What is right will not make you run in panic. It will give you space to observe, breathe, and recognize. This is not a story about finding someone who completes you, because you are not an incomplete half waiting for someone else to give you value. I taught you to stand firmly, recognize your own voice, and care for your heart with wisdom. This person will not come to replace my role or carry responsibility for healing everything within you. They will walk beside you, respect your strength, and awaken the good qualities you sometimes forgot you possessed. When you are tired, they will not make you feel weak for needing support. When you succeed, they will not compete or diminish your joy. When they face trials, you will also be able to stand beside them without turning yourself into the person who must save everything. You will learn to love in freedom rather than dependence. The love I permit to enter will not sustain continual confusion. This does not mean you will never misunderstand or disagree, but those matters will be faced through clarity rather than emotional games. This person will not make you guess whether you matter, turn affection into a reward given only when you please them, or continually push you away and pull you back. Their consistency will help your heart gradually stop preparing for abandonment. You will learn to receive love without immediately searching for a hidden price, and to give love without losing your boundaries. This is healing, not forgetting what happened, but no longer allowing the past to determine the way you respond to goodness in the present. You are not too late, too wounded, or too different to enter a healthy relationship. The passing years did not reduce your worth. They helped you understand more deeply what deserves protection. Do not use someone else's journey as a clock by which to condemn yourself. Some meet a partner early and then learn maturity within the relationship. You were led through a different road where many lessons were completed before the meeting occurred. I know when your heart is tender enough to open without becoming naive, strong enough to love without controlling, and discerning enough not to overlook important signs. What you call delay may have been the time protecting both of you from meeting while neither yet knew how to preserve something precious. I saw every tear you wiped away in silence, every prayer reduced to a sigh, and every time you chose to keep believing without any evidence before you. Not one of those moments was considered insignificant. Every time you refused to return to what once wounded you, you moved closer to freedom. Every time you established a healthy boundary, you prepared safe space for suitable love. Every time you chose hope instead of allowing bitterness to close your heart, you proved that the past could not steal your ability to love. Your waiting was not empty. It created the maturity that enables you to distinguish someone who only wants your attention from someone truly prepared to walk beside you. When this love comes, Its greatest beauty will not merely be that you finally have someone beside you, but the peace surrounding your life together. There will be laughter without pretense, conversations in which you can speak honestly without fearing humiliation, dreams shared without either person abandoning their purpose, and ordinary days filled with warmth because both of you value one another's presence. This bond will not drain your strength and leave you continually recovering after every encounter. It will fill you through encouragement while reminding you to continue caring for yourself, your other relationships, and the responsibilities entrusted to you. Gentle love is not weak love. Gentleness preserved through faithfulness can pass through storms without losing respect. Therefore, my beloved child, continue opening your heart without rushing. Do not search for this person in every face or turn every emotion into a promise. What is genuine will have time to prove itself through actions, consistency, and the way this person treats you when circumstances are no longer convenient. I am aligning roads, preparing hearts, and guiding every detail into its proper position. But your part remains to live fully today. Continue growing, protect your peace, and do not lower standards born from wisdom. When the meeting comes, you will not need to fight to make it belong to you. You will recognize it through deep reassurance, the feeling of being seen without being possessed, loved without losing yourself, and accompanied in a bond that is warm, steady, and filled with good purpose for both of your journeys. My beloved child, I am gently removing from your life what no longer belongs to the road ahead, so that when the new season opens, no old cord can restrain your steps or pull you away from what truly matters. I know you were hurt when certain people became distant, when plans filled with hope suddenly closed, and when things you expected to remain disappeared silently. Some endings caused you to wonder whether you had done something wrong or whether I was taking away too much. But look more deeply. Not every departure is punishment, and not every closed door is loss. Some things must be removed from your hands because they have completed their purpose. Some connections helped you survive one part of the journey, but were not healthy enough to enter the future beside you. I am not taking away what is good. I am creating space so that what is more suitable can become present. You repeatedly attempted to preserve what was leaving because you feared the emptiness it would leave behind. You believed that a familiar place, even one that exhausted you, was safer than an unknown road. But I do not want you to confuse familiarity with peace. Something that existed for many years is not necessarily still suitable, and a relationship that once brought joy does not mean it must be preserved forever at any cost. Sometimes you must release, not because you stopped loving, but because you became mature enough to recognize that you cannot continue exchanging clarity, dignity, and purpose merely to maintain something that has lost its life. I am teaching you to appreciate what once existed without becoming imprisoned by the past. Forgive without returning to the same cycle, and move forward without carrying bitterness. Now you stand before the threshold of a new stage, prepared with care that your eyes cannot yet fully see. You may not know precisely where this door leads, who will appear, or how everything will unfold. But deep within, you have begun to feel a gentle transition. Certain things that once confused you no longer carry the same weight. Some former desires are making room for deeper longings. You find yourself wanting to live more calmly, choose more carefully, and stop pursuing things that merely keep you busy without bringing meaning. This movement is not imagination. It is evidence that your inner life is being rearranged before outward circumstances fully change. I often begin great work through very small changes. Before a new door appears, I change the way you see yourself. Before entrusting greater responsibility, I teach you to care for what you already possess. Before guiding you into a healthy relationship, I help you end the habit of accepting uncertainty merely because you fear loneliness. Therefore, do not underestimate the moments when you suddenly possess courage to say no to what once controlled you. The times you choose rest instead of proving yourself, or the days when your heart feels calm even before the answer appears. These are the foundations of the new season. What is built securely always begins in hidden places before becoming visible to everyone. The strength being formed within you will not make you heavy, rigid, or continually defensive. It will take the form of calmness. You will still be able to stand before the unknown without panicking as before. You may still face an unexpected change while possessing enough clarity not to react hastily. True strength does not always speak loudly. Often it is the ability to pause, listen, and choose what is right, even when emotions pull in another direction. I am not leading you into the new season so that you continue living in tension, always afraid that every good thing will disappear. I am teaching you to receive without clinging, move without rushing, and trust without abandoning discernment. You will recognize what is suitable not only through attractive appearances, but through the peace it creates. What comes from goodness will not require you to lose yourself in order to preserve it. It will not make you continually question your worth or pull you away from the pure principles you have protected. It may still require learning, patience, and responsibility, but it will strengthen rather than drain you. When you enter the right direction, you may not understand every detail, yet you will sense a quiet clarity. You will know that you are no longer circling through the same old lessons, but moving forward with purposeful steps. I did not choose you because you never made mistakes. I know every time you were weak, every decision you wished you could change, and every season when fear spoke louder than faith. But I also see something more precious. You remain willing to learn. When you recognize that you were wrong, you know how to change. When you fall, you do not desire to remain there forever. When you are wounded, you still try to prevent your heart from becoming cold. This willingness to grow enables you to enter what is new. I am not seeking someone who always appears perfect. I seek a heart willing to listen, a will capable of being shaped, and a person humble enough to admit that there is still much to learn. Throughout this time, you were being trained without fully recognizing it. Waiting taught you not to choose something hastily merely because it arrived first. Rejection helped you understand that one closed door does not determine your worth. Being misunderstood forced you to stand within truth without needing everyone's agreement. Even lonely seasons taught you how to become your own companion. Listen to what was hidden within, and stop reaching for anyone merely to fill an emptiness. You believed you were simply surviving difficult days. But through every one of those days, your capacity was expanding so that you could receive more without becoming overwhelmed. Details that once appeared disconnected will gradually begin joining together. An experience you considered meaningless may become the necessary skill for an approaching opportunity. A brief encounter may lead to an important connection. A former failure may help you avoid a greater mistake when facing a new decision. I do not waste any part of your journey. Even what caused pain can be transformed into wisdom, compassion, and the ability to strengthen others. You have not yet seen the whole picture because each piece is still being placed. But soon you will understand why certain roads were necessary and why many things could not happen according to the original plan. The season of waiting is gradually becoming a season of receiving. But receiving is also an art you must learn. You are not called to rush forward through fear of missing out. Allow everything to prove itself through stability and good fruit. When an opportunity comes, examine it wisely. When someone enters, allow time to reveal their character. When resources are entrusted, manage them with discipline. I do not want you to damage what you waited for so long, merely through the excitement of one moment. The lessons of the former season are no longer burdens. They will become companions, reminding you to move slowly. Remain humble, and remember everything through which you were guided. Therefore, allow what has ended to remain within the past. Do not return and knock upon a door I helped you close merely because you feel lonely today. Do not attempt to bring habits, connections, or fears belonging to your former self into the new season. The empty space within your life is not evidence of lack. Often, it is a sign that the place has already been reserved for something better. Preserve that space through peace. Continue caring for what is already within your hands, and allow the future to arrive according to its healthy rhythm. My beloved child, what is opening is not coming to overwhelm you, but to confirm that every quiet season of growth carried meaning. You will move forward no longer with the desperate heart of someone searching for escape, but with the steadiness of someone who knows who they are and what deserves to be received. I am leading you from merely enduring into living fully, from uncertainty into clarity, and from fear of loss into the ability to release through peace. Trust the work that is taking place, even while it remains hidden. Every ending is placing you closer to the right beginning. Every lesson is becoming strength, and every step is guiding you toward what has been prepared. You have not been left behind. You are being positioned. You have not lost everything. You are simply being released from what no longer possesses the strength to accompany your future.